Scene 3. Mary is facing the audience, seated in a pose and dressed in a fashion that is similar to the Mary Cassatt portrait by Degas. Mary is restless, shifting in her chair while Degas paints away on a canvas.
You must hold still. You are the worst model.
The Sistine Chapel didn't take this long. When will it be finished?
When it is done.
Degas continues to paint. Mary strains her neck to catch a glimpse of it, but can't from where she is seated.
Can you lean forward a little bit? More. 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 Too much.
Degas walks over to her, places one hand on her back and another on her torso as he moves her into the proper position. Then he gently adjusts her face and hands.
Do you realize that this is the first time you've ever touched me?
I'm sorry it was necessary.
I don't mind.
Hold that pose.
I had lunch the other day with Bertha Morisot. We talked about you quite a bit.
Did you?
Oh, yes. She told me your mother was American.
Creole from New Orleans.
So you are half American.
I'm not half anything. I was born in Paris. Mary, I would not spend so much time with Berthe if I were you.
Why not?
For the simple fact that she is a female artist.
We are friends, not rivals. How typical of a man to think that way. Besides, I wouldn't want to be compared to someone of Berthe Morisot's talent and ability.
Why not? You're the better artist.
Do you really think so? Really? I mean, how? I mean, in which way am I the better artist?
You are completely dedicated to the craft. Berthe married Manet's brother Eugene and forever ended the promise she once had as a painter. There is art and there is work. We only have one heart. She was a fool to marry.
I wouldn't judge her so harshly.
I will never compromise my freedom. Besides, I am too afraid that after I finish the picture, I'd hear my wife say, what you've done here is very pretty indeed.
Do you think future generations will look at our art the way we look at Rembrandt and Raphael?
I do not care about the thoughts and opinions of future generations.
No?
No, I am great in my own time.
What did you say?
I am great in my own time.
Oh, I thought you said you were great in your own mind. I must confess, I would really love to see my work in a museum.
You know that will never happen.
Why? Is it because we are independents?
My work will be in a museum, most certainly.
What about my work?
It is better for you to face reality today than to suffer disappointment tomorrow.
Such wisdom. I must write it down.
Degas will be in a museum, Cassatt will not.
If you refer to yourself in the third person one more time, I will take my umbrella and bash you over the head with it.
It is not completely finished, but if you want to see it.
Mary walks over to see the painting. She is mortified by what she sees.
What is this?
Do you not like it?
My expression is forlorn.
Pensive, not forlorn.
What is in my hands?
Tarot cards. It adds an air of mystery to your persona.
It does not. It makes me look silly and uneducated.
It is a dignified portrait.
It is repugnant. You have turned me into a superstitious spinster. I cannot abide this disrespectful treatment.
This is an overreaction.
Mary walks over to the window, her back to us. She stands there for a few moments, just looking out the window.
You can find beauty in dancers.
Yes.
You can find beauty in musicians.
Yes.
You can find beauty in merchants.
Yes.
Laundresses?
Yes.
Horsemen?
Yes.
Acrobats and prostitutes?
Yes and yes.
She collapses to her knees.
Why can't you find beauty in me?
Mary, this is how I see you.
She gets up, walks over to the door, and opens it.
Get out.
You disappoint me.
Leave. Now. Take your painting with
The
you.
painting is yours.
I don't want it.
It is a gift. You have to accept it.
I don't have to do anything.
It is a Degas. Do you know what people pay for these things? You have to accept it.
Very well. Perhaps Lydia can find a place for it in storage.
Mary walks over to the painting. She takes the brush out of his hand and begins to clean up while Degas is still seated at the portrait. He walks to the open door but stops at the doorway.
There is still an important matter that we have to discuss.
I would like you to leave now.
It has to do with the journal project. I'm afraid it will have to be postponed indefinitely.
Are you aware of the number of hours I have put into this project? That I have neglected my painting for the first time in my adult life to complete it? Why do you want to postpone?
I'm not ready.
Not good enough. Do you have a new commission? I know you've been sculpting.
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Well, what about Camille?
Who?
Camille Pissarro. His labor on this project has been intense. Don't you care?
Pissarro? I never cared for that damn Jew.
How can you say that about your friend?
I never was friends with him or any of them. They're all jealous of us, you know.
I want you to leave and never return.
You don't mean it. You need me.
I am independent. I can live alone and I love to work. I don't need anyone.
Very well.
Degas walks to the door, then turns to face her.
Since this may be the last time we speak, I have something I really must say to you.
This will be rich.
You are not my equal. No one is. However, I must admit that when I look at your paintings, such as the little girl in the blue armchair or Lydia at the theater, I am humbled. You can capture a tenderness and warmth in your pictures that I cannot. I just don't have it in me. In that respect, I am not your equal.
Thank you for telling me.
Degas leaves. Mary immediately finishes cleaning up after him. She places the painting behind the petition, folds up the easel, and puts away the paints. Then she puts on her hat, grabs her umbrella, and comes downstairs to talk to us.
Although the journal project was never finished, I would remain good friends with Degas for the rest of his life. Sometimes it made him furious that he could not find a chink in my armor. And there were months where I just could not bear to see him. But then something he painted or something he sculpted would bring us back together again. Degas went blind. And in the end, he really was a lonely, bitter, and spiteful old man. I arranged for his niece to care for him those last few terrible months, and she was with him when he died. In 1915, my good friend Louisine Havermeyer produced an exhibit of Cassatt and Degas paintings to benefit the suffragettes. I was surprised at the coolness I felt exhibiting with just Degas alone. He hated the very idea of feminism, so you can imagine how he would have reacted to us using his paintings to support our cause. But the show was a success, and a new generation discovered his work, which is just. You see, no matter how dreadful he was, and he could be most difficult, Degas always lived up to his ideals as an artist. He's long gone now, but the bold and beautiful art Degas has created has endured. You could see many of his paintings in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. You will find them next to the paintings of Mary Cassatt, which are always on prominent display at the museum.
Mary leaves, closing the door behind her. End of play.